Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Ignite Your Soul, Emerging Two Worlds. So, real quick message going live 11 a.m. on Hipsy. If you want to pre schedule, there's discounts for pre schedules. Right now, I'm doing the $30 past, present, future in depth readings. So, if you'd like to check that out, I posted the Hipsy link in Facebook feed for now. Um, and I will leave it in this video in the description box. So Spirit wants to talk. Not sure. I'm just following the energy. As a bridge, as a medium to Spirit, we don't get to control the message. So I'm going to step out of the way and allow Spirit to guide me. Right away, I hear, I see you. Okay, so some of you are feeling like you're alone on your journey. And Spirit wants you to know they see you. They see everything that you do. They want you to know that everything starts here, the 0 point center. A lot of you have been doing breath work, okay? You're learning to do breath work and speak your truth with more confidence. And not to do harm, not to be malicious. But we're leaving some energies behind now. Those of you that find this video, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. As always, put it where it fits. But I'm feeling some of you are going through this ego death right now. Could be experiencing some migraines, headaches, and this would be on the left side. Okay, so anywhere here, temple. Okay, and you're trying to do everything you can to make it go away. You're taking prescriptions. Some of you need to really just hydrate. I'm hearing, like, drink more water that matches your body weight. But we're leaving something behind. So this is energy that is being not only released, those of you that's doing mind work, right? Mind shifts, energy shifts happening. It's an activation, so to speak. Okay. So you're being activated, and it's because you are going through the ego death. You're letting go of things mentally from the past. These are things we're leaving behind right now, and that's what the shift's for. It's bringing you more into the present moment so you can focus on yourself, and you can give yourself the love that you've always needed. Okay. That's for a small group of you. Because a lot of you that see these videos, you already know. You already know what to do. You know how to cleanse and clear and ground and hydrate, and you are aware of the energy that's shifting. Okay. So some of you are working way too hard. And I can relate to that because I'm fucking working so hard. Um, and I had to just take a step back and allow myself a moment to not have a purpose at all. Like, do nothing without shame, without guilt, without feeling that I'm not doing enough or I haven't done enough kind of feeling, because you are enough as you are is the message. So a lot of you are leaving that behind, and I hear some of you are doing the tapping and releasing stagnant energies out of the body, mainly the emotional and mental body. I'm hearing. Um, in a lot of trauma, and this is around communication, and it's about negative mindsets. Okay. So we're leaving that behind too. Spirit wants me to bring up. Um, and this is a sign of witchcraft. Okay. Whether you're aware of it or not, when you speak negatively, whatever, about yourself, this is your own inner dialogue. And this is the reality that you are going to create for yourself, because that's who you believe you are. So we're leaving that behind too. A lot of us have shifted that inner dialogue and became more self-aware to, when we're not really aligned yet with acceptance, or we haven't been humbled enough, right? So that's what happens when we shift. We're learning life's lessons, and we're transitioning into the new versions of ourselves. And that's the ego death. Okay. Some of you might know it as shadow work, or uh, for feminine or masculine. Okay. No gender based, but shadow work is a gift. Okay. You don't have to do it, you get to do it. But sometimes spirit will be like, okay, no, you're doing it. Sometimes you don't have a choice, because it's them aha moments, epiphanies, or um, life or death situations that we actually create and we put ourselves in, because no one puts us in it. We have the decision to make at in the beginning of the day to the end of the day, um, of what decisions and how we speak to ourselves, how do we speak about others. That is a sign of witchcraft. And who taught us that? Jesus. Jesus taught us that. That's the gift. So thank you. Um, so yeah, we're leaving that behind. It's almost like a self prophecy, that you put on your own life, or you speak about your children or your grandchildren or whatever it is. Sometimes we just need to mind our own business. And prayer is powerful. And if you know it, you are blessed with the power of prayer, with the power of embodying more grace and more integrity. Um, yeah. So what we're leaving behind is a lot of confusion, and it's not even, I'm hearing it's not even your confusion. It's the other voices that's always been there, um, other people's projections that were put onto you, you believed you were. So you have to experience that, right? If you believe it, it's something that you become in that moment, because you believe that they said it, so you have to be it, and you become it. So kind of like the follower instead of choosing to lead yourself. It's okay to stay open to, like, let's say, what I'm hearing is like you criticize yourself and judge yourself enough. So a little criticism that's constructive or conducive in one way in your life is okay to accept. It's just don't make it your own. Like, be yourself, know yourself, trust yourself. And a lot, oh, I know what they want to say. Um, Intuition development. Okay. So you're already intuitive. Okay. You're already gifted beyond your imagination, and starting with your imagination. That's the most powerful. What Spirit wants me to say is we chose, each individual one of us have chose to come here and have this earthly experience. But on the way, we had to go through different channels, uh, losing that one consciousness that was connected, that pure conscious source connection, um, to incarnate. And for some of you, it's been multiple times, but we're talking about just now in this life. Um, it put the veil over you to live life as the illusion, right? Okay, because there's no separate self. We are one consciousness, we are whole. We are sovereign beings having human experience. That's what I want to say. What's the wrong with it? But through this falling, and you can call it the falling angel, right? The falling earth angel. We're coming to earth, and we had to first go with what was written, right? So we go back to the Adam and Eve, where Eve trusted the snake instead of listening to the masculine energy, right? So regardless of all that, it gave women hard childbirth and sexual identity crisis, and so on and so forth. Whatever you can imagine. You take what resonates to your story, your beliefs, whatever. But because of that fall and the veil of illusion needing to be put over us, it was for the end of time as you knew it would be when we would make that shift, the internal shift, which some of you, you call it the end of the world or the apocalypse. It is from within. You are either, and we went from leaving that behind. Okay, so what's happening right now is the internal self, the inner being, the God self, is awakening in the feminine energy. And why this is because the feminine energy is the nurturer, the caregiver, the unconditional love, and the one that births the children, and this, that, and the other thing, whatever. That's awakening because up until now, all women have been working in the masculine energy. And it's nobody's fault. It's just everybody's waking up to, oh, you mean I can slow down? I can be in the stillness, and I'm still creating. I'm still receiving. Yes. Okay. But the most important reason the women are being shifted and you want to say change from within. We're going from that shadow work, that darker side of self, and we're embracing it. And we're learning that that too was a gift, right? We get to use it either way, but we get to use it more responsibly, be more accountable in life, and hold ourselves accountable for our own actions and reactions, like in relationships or financial, whatever it is. Okay, so we're awakening. So we're stepping out of the masculine role as a woman, and we're being more in the creative, be still, nurture yourself, mother yourself role. Why is this happening? So that we can become more aware that we can balance the two in the self, right? In the divine self. Okay. This ain't somebody outside of you's job. This is your job. Because everybody is an extension of the creator source. We're creators that came to be creating. And up until now, all women have stepped into the masculine role. And they become sick, they become ill, they're complacent, they're so exhausted. And how do we balance that? We come back to nurture ourselves. It's not saying you're not going to work hard, okay? Or you're not going to have a job, or you're not going to have a career. It's not saying that. It's saying where we would never put ourselves first before the money, before the career, before even our partners, we have to tend to ourselves, which is the feminine energy. And when we do that, we stop leaking prosperity and abundance, and we become more grounded, more powerful, more sensual and sexual and enticing to the masculine energy. And when this happens, it's not to be misused or indulged in. There's moments when there's no sexual activity, okay? There's moments when you can just hold each other, right? It's being able to have self-control. Some of you might know the energy of Tantra. It's kind of the same thing. It's just you are embodying so much when you're in the creation mode, and we're always in the creation mode, but a woman, all right, has the ability, or man, I mean, it goes both ways. But like I said, it starts with the feminine, because once she awakens, everything is revealed. And then there's this mirror in the masculine. So let's say you're in a relationship and you're a feminine and you're in constant masculine mode, right? You're working. Everything you do, nothing changes. There's a reason for that, because you're not tending to the feminine energy. You look feminine, but you're not attending to nurture. Take them times out. Take them sacred moments and step back. So we left that behind. That is in the past, okay? Some of you, if you're not there, right, and you find this video, just become more self-aware of that is what you need. You need to always take that sacred pause, that sacred breath, and ground before you make a decision, because you make decisions out of fear of having or not having bills paid on time, this, that, the other thing. I got to take care of my kids. I got to buy the food. I got to pay the car. I got to pay the. It's overwhelmed. Pause. This recently happened to me, and I'm really good at what I do. And I still, because I'm used to I'm used to carrying it all. So it was really, and this is me getting vulnerable with you. It was really hard for me to slow down. It was really hard for me to focus on anything outside because I'm always someone that will feed the soul food. Okay, and that's the way I do it. Everybody's soul needs food, not just the human experience, is what I'm saying. So when you're so projected out, you forget that your soul needs attention too. So as a feminine, she awakens. She becomes more beautiful, more enticing, um, because she chose herself, because she chose to step back and to care for herself. And before you can ever give anything to anybody else, you have to fill your own cup. So that's what's happening right now. This is part of evolution, the awakening, the apocalypse, whatever the end of the world shit, anything you want to call it, it's fucking label. The truth is, you are the change you want to be and you want to see. So you're learning to be more emotionally intelligent, right? You know my BSN. Okay, so if we look back at the mother influence, and this is not to blame the mother, but if the role fits, put where it fits. But up until now, and through how women are evolving and becoming more self aware and um, giving themselves that sacred space and time and energy to tend to their self, we can be more available, right? We can be more available when we do get to step back into our masculine energy. Okay, it's just to know the difference. But when it comes to the masculine outside, he might not understand that. He might be conflicted or confused with you, tending to you. And this is a them problem. That's something for them to face or look at. Um, and that's your mirror, right? That's what you're mirroring to them because they're in constant masculine mode. There ain't no fucking man want to admit that they have feminine energy. It's energy, bro. It's energy. We're not saying you're feminine, but you have a sacred womb too. It's sacred. So therefore you can't see it, but you can tend to it, right? And you can be and take care of yourself, even as a masculine. See, and this is what we're seeing. We're seeing all these men holding up signs, I will work for food. What happened? What the fuck happened? The mother influence is what happened. Um, but not, I mean, they're accountable and they're responsible, but we'll never be able to go back there and say, okay, now I want accountability. We don't have enough time in a lifetime for that. So we do it ourselves. That's where we are now. So what we left behind, women being constant masculine mode and being more aware, self-aware, open-minded, trying new things, right? Creating, maybe sketching, write a book, whatever. You have a voice. Maybe you found your voice. Um, Let me read these. They're calling me. So a lot of oranges coming out. Sacral power. And then we have the brown, which is the gray area. I'm going to use that first because that shit don't exist. But yeah. No matter what you do, what you try, nothing's working out. That's because you have to take your powder back. Yellow, solar plexus. You've been leaking your power. You've been unconsciously or consciously giving it away. So when I got 5 orange Reese's here. It almost looks like a flower. And really that is the creative center of the feminine energy. And it can be found in the masculine's energy. So don't try to understand from your human understanding. Allow your soul, when you see this video, allow your soul to lead you open-minded. Be open-minded to what's shifting, what's changing, the aha moments. You know, why we're losing masculine energy into feminine energy, like sexual confusion could be a childhood trauma. For some, it's just the soul knows it has no gender. And there's a war on that. There's a war on drugs. There's a war on prices of oil. I mean, what is a war about? All we have to do is 0 point in and love is there. It's not about competition anymore. It's about becoming. And it's not in just this moment we become. We let go of the labels and just be. Be fully present, fully grounded, fully hydrated. Like, shut off the news, shut off the TV. Here's a practice that I have. It took me a long time to get there because I was a phone scroller and a YouTube, creator and watcher and all that. But first thing in the morning, I don't touch the phone. I get in my sacred moment. I talk to God, the Christ within. And I say, how can I be of service today? With my wise self, with my higher knowing, that one consciousness, like the life lessons or the sacred transitions or cycles that I repeated and then healed from and released and let go of. That's what we're doing right now. But when I see 5, it always talks about lack. Lack of knowledge. And that is the truth. We're lack of this knowledge up until now. So like myself, I've been doing this since, I guess it was a pure frequency in the womb. And then when I was born into the family unit, the frequency got distorted. Is basically what happened to all of us. So that, that happened. And I took it upon myself to say, well, how do I get that frequency back? That source frequency that it's not perfect by no means. I have my moments where I still react and I still argue with my kids and I disagree and whatever. But I catch myself, is the point, because I did the shadow work. It's okay. It's just doing it from balance. It's like connection, appreciation, humbling myself in each moment to be a better human being than I started. I'm not saying it was horrible, but I wasn't perfect. I'm not ever going to say I was perfect. I did my share. And it's hard. And I don't say that lightly. It is so hard to watch. It's still happening. And I can't change that. And I want to have control of that. I want to change it. I want to change as many lives as I want. Well, I don't need to control it. I just need to show up for myself. This is what I love. If I can help anybody, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to give back what was given to me, liberation, freedom, what that really feels like to be financially free. The vibration is permanent when you become aware and you know that you'll be supported. Coming from inner vortex, right? Like if I'm on the low flying disc, uh, I don't want to talk to people. This is where I got to go back into my shadow work. And I do it intentionally because it's important. It's important to me. This is a new, um, everything's new. It's like, here's the new you. um, but letting go of the old way of being, doing, reacting, responding, it's a lot of work. And it becomes a daily ritual, not one and you're done. But so it does come with a warning. Once you go for it, there's no going back. So I cannot ever go back. I can't look back. I can look back and say, "Oh yeah, no. I'm not going back there." I don't think like that. I don't let my feelings run my life anymore. I feel. For a long time, and I'm sure you've done this too, is avoiding the feeling or having to look at it or having to face that self, part of yourself. But it's with acceptance and compassion. And that we're not here to save other people. We're here to give back what we can. Uh, like I learned from my own mother influence. I didn't have a bad mother. I had emotionally uh, unavailable mother because she was very depressed. And she was allowed to be depressed. We don't always know what our parents experienced. And they'll tell us or they won't tell us. But here's the thing, if you want to know before they tell you, if you want to know, it's an energetic pattern, vibration. You can see it all around you. It will be You, the one that asked the questions. So yeah, we're transitioning all the time. Me too. Um, but that's good. I brought more love, joy, happiness into my life in my present moment. Not saying everyone. I'm gonna eat them. um, it's essential because it's essential that you cut your cords to the past. And yeah, this is. Or you stay stuck. You'll stay stuck in the loop of the old way of being unconscious. I love peanut butter. That's really why I like them. So, um, whatever is happening right now, we're all changing. We're all evolving. It's forever. But um, it's about the spirit now. It needs food. It needs you to let go of the old food too. And what I found, like in headaches and stuff, I can overthink or I can get overwhelmed because I take on other people's thoughts and emotions. And, sometimes you don't even know that you're carrying somebody else's feelings or you're living in that paradigm with them when really you're supposed to be over here on your own and creating your own. There's a lot. But I'm just gonna let that go. I feel like letting it go. Um, so yeah, what do we got? Your guides, your angels, they see you. They hear your prayers. But they also hear your own inner dialogue. And if you're not aware that that is creating your life, that you are hexing your own children, you are the mastermind. Okay. Because your children, they're like a sponge. Okay. That's the influence. We are our children's influencers. And like I said, it wasn't that I had bad parents, but I had passive aggressive parents. I had um, mentally, emotionally, physically traumatized parents. I mean, um, and that I didn't find out until later in life. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't know, start figuring out who you're connected to. What's their story? Just so you can know more about yourself and how you can choose to be a different influence for your children or your grandchildren or whatever. It's possible. So, as always, I love you. Change your thoughts, change your life. Don't let your feelings run your life. Um, Try to become more emotionally regulated. Know your own stuff versus somebody else's stuff. So there's lots I'm gonna bring here and share. But I'm out of here. It's what time is it? I don't even know. It's now. Oh wow. 10:44, 1:44. So all right. Love you guys. Bye for now.